in stride for two.
How about the vision there by Wilderkin? And more importantly, you get running the lanes there to get that easy one.
The 6'9" Anderson.
Wow.
My goodness. I mean, you lead by Casey Hill, and you get Scott Ford.
And that shows you Casey Hill's supreme talent making plays right there. The penetration, easy bounce pass.
Anderson back on the floor for the Bruins.
How about that decision by Coach Alford bringing back Kyle Anderson with those 2 fouls?
They need
It's a lot of trust there.
a lot of points there and playmaking ability, and he makes a beautiful mid-range. Nice play called into the break.
Yeah, we talked about Hill being a terrific finisher around the rim. You know, that first step, defense thinks it's a doozy because he gets head and shoulders past so quickly.
11.5 to play in the half. Shot clock is down to 13. Anderson works on Prater.
Did you see how long those steps were?
That charge is Kyle Anderson.
He picks up another defensive rebound for UCLA.
Now UCLA has 7 second chance points.
Anderson, you get is on him. It's the freshman Levine. Those arms are just the extendo arms of Anderson, and he gets it to go.
Did you see how long it took for him to go into?
About being a senior, and he said he was really pressing at the start of the VCU game, so nervous it might be his last one.
Bucket in the foul. Heyman, floater. Almost tipped up and in by Anderson, but UCLA is able to take it into the front court. Anderson from D. Yes, Kyle Anderson. Walk up with a dozen points in the first. And there's Powell flying in to break up the pass. Adams in transition to Anderson for 2. Oh, native of San Diego, played at Rancho Bernardo High School. Former USC volleyball player, and then said, I think I like this basketball thing. So he went to Arizona Western College, and now here with Stephen F. Austin. Nice cut, Anderson.
But this is extraordinary. And it's they've had a season low 6 turnovers 3 times, on pace to break that.
Anderson gets to the hole. But second chance opportunity for the Golden Hurricane. Evans baseline on Anderson. Evans turns it over. Bryce Alford in transition. Back over to Anderson. That's a 3 and it's good. Kyle Anderson. 15th NCAA tournament, 4 as a player, 9 as an assistant at Kansas, and now his first as a head coach. Anderson, tough shot.
When you miss a shot, get back on defense. I don't mind missing shots, but you got to get back on defense. And then he said they are not going to go away.
Tulsa out-rebounding UCLA by 2, 18-16, with 1:20 to play in the first half. It's an 11-2 run for Tulsa, all 11 by Woodard and Wright.
Yeah, James Woodard showing up in the last couple of possessions.
And there's the answer.
Chock full of shooters. It's tough for them to come back from a huge deficit.
Arizona starting off 1 for 6 from the floor. Anderson off balance, and it gets the ball. Years at Iowa. What an offense he's brought.
Yes, I mean, what an offense. It starts again with Kyle Anderson, but even Jordan Adams is a terrific all-around scorer. Didn't have his best game last night, but he has his teammates pick up for him in Powell and Ware.
Anderson up and under. How did he get that one? For York, just his 4th basket in the tournament. They have all been 3-pointers.
Yeah, good penetration and pitch there from Aaron Gordon, and all York needed was a crack of daylight.
Arizona faithful getting back into it. Underneath, what a finish there again.
He's had to do that a lot this year with his guys. But I know exactly what Molly's talking about there, because they haven't done a good job getting back, and they've had some miscommunications early on in this ball game. It's possible.
Gordon not successful at the line. It's been a struggle for Aaron Gordon, maybe one of the really few for the Pac-12 freshman of the year this season. 10 to shoot for the Bruins. Alford on the court now. Here's a very contested 3.
Out of Kyle Anderson. Anderson's hands. He's trying to make a pass at the end. Bryce Alford, rather, gets it knocked away. And York, again, an exceptional athlete in the open court.
So York's first bucket that has not been a three. Anderson in the paint, hanging up there, and he finds the hole.
Just two.
UCLA to end the regular season. They lost 3 of their final 5 games as a 3 try is short. Where the rebound and a fresh 35. And of course, Sean, a loss that did not affect their seed in the tournament, but really a devastating loss, at least on paper, in Pullman to Washington State.
Yeah, they haven't been good on that second game of the weekend, and that's been a concern for them. Especially, you want it.
Anderson fadeaway straight 2. Parker fighting for it underneath, and it goes in.
Stanford victory earlier this year. And if he gets it going, he has that ability to take over a ball game.
First bucket of the night. Inside fadeaway 2. Kyle Anderson, Washington State. 22 rather than that game, 21 last night against the Sun Devils. Randall tonight with 7 after starting off with not many looks offensively. What a move there from Anderson. Lemons got some good minutes last night, 17 in fact. Pulled up easy 2 there by Kyle Anderson.
Big 3 for Artis and a pretty good defensive possession for UCLA. Just better offense at the end by Dominic Artis.
Anderson felt the defender go by, so he takes it in. Young is having, 14 points.
That's the problem when zoning Oregon. They have so many shooters, so many guys that can hurt you. It's hard to get to all of them. That time, Young gets free, knocks it down.
10 threes has been a magic number for Oregon this year. They have 4 in the first half.
They're 10 and...
Artis splits, lost the ball. Anderson's going home. Oh! And a block. Anderson. Long rebound, Moser. Anderson breaks up the pass.
Police just hasn't gotten it going tonight.
Kaliste has not made a 3. Missed 3 shots from the arc. He's a 52% three-point shooter.
And he's a double-digit scorer. He's only got 5. Joseph Young's done his part with 18, but nobody else has really stepped up for Oregon.
Just inside the 3-point arc, nowhere close to miss by Royce Wooldridge, the Arizona native and the redshirt junior. Anderson pushes back. He makes it look easy.
Hand down, man down. You got to get a hand up on the shooter. Otherwise, this is their home gym. They had shoot around this morning. They're very familiar with these rims.
Hugh dropped 21 points on Stanford. Johnson in this one has 6. And the crowd is...
What am I talking about? All you need to do is get the ball to Hugh Johnson.
What was that pretty? Final one, rings in and out. Anderson, my, it's away for him, a long ways away. Anderson clears some space, one-handed. Offer to Travis Ware up top, the senior. Anderson, long 3. Wow.
Looked like they invented the sport of basketball and then just came out and laid down in the second half. Goodness gracious. But the Ducks, they're red hot.
Yeah.
They're playing tremendous basketball.
They've won 6 in a row. And according to your boy, Joe Lenardi, they are...
Is it possible that the Pac-12 could get 9 teams in?
Into what?
Into the NCAA tournament?
No.
You saying that Washington is out?
Well, unless they win the Pac-12 tournament, but then that's going to knock somebody else out.
Washington's playing excellent ball here.
Anderson on the post-up, got position on the smaller Andrews, and then gets the basket just in the conference.
I picked Arizona for everything, and they deserve it.
Adams getting on the floor, or Powell rather, and now Kyle Anderson to the basket. 6-point.
Smith, I know Neka, I know Chine, and I know Lili.
Great work on the glass.
Understood the concept of the power of negative thinking.
Wilcox can't get the three. He's gone cold after a great first half. Only 3 second-half points for C.J. Wilcox.
And they haven't been able to generate anything else. Nigel Williams-Goss had a few nice plays. Andrew Andrews has disappeared. Harris Blackwell has not had the opportunities. The low expectations for so many of the other potential opportunities is really hurting Washington. Whoa.
Anderson, beautiful shot.
The Beavers are big, and Angus Brandt, 6'10", senior from Sydney, Australia, gets the opening bucket.
Picking up right where he left off at USC. He established himself down low. Kyle Anderson came to double right there. You cannot allow a big man to split you if you're coming over to double team.
Kyle Anderson gets that one to drop.
Showing the ability to space the floor, knocking down the three-point shot at the top of the key.
3 times this season he's gone for 20 or more. His pass deflected. Anderson kind of glides through the lane and gets that.
All 5 of us played over 10 years in the league. We had a pretty good team.
Enough basketballs to spread around for those games.
Anderson, a little spin, the jumper goes so smooth.
These are great shooting environment, and we've seen it over the course of this rivalry between these two teams. And really every team and program that come in this gym, it's a great shooter's facility.
And these two have had a lot of classic games over the years, and many of them played in this building. We'll talk about some of that history between UCLA and Stanford as we go along here this afternoon. Powell with the ball. Here's Kyle Anderson, the big point guard for UCLA with the shot clock winding down. Anderson will shoot a contested long two with the hand in his face. Whether it's zone or man, good things happen for UCLA.
And make them feel uncomfortable. There's nothing that has made them feel uncomfortable in the early stages of this game. He's had a couple of turnovers, but those are unforced errors.
Here's Anderson, matched up against Brown. Puts it on the floor and scores off the glass.
That makes you think back to that 2012 NIT championship, the talent that this roster has, trying to get back to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2008.
It's not a deep team, but Stanford has high-level, top-line players. I think if they get in the tournament, they have a chance to win some games. Anderson, that's tough to guard.
Will settle in and start to run some offense and move the ball.
With the UCLA substitutions, now Kyle Anderson switches from point guard to power forward.
It doesn't. Before we tip the ball, Cal 4 at 21 from behind the line in the last meeting. Not off to a good start in this one either. But as poorly as Cal has started, still only down 8. UCLA.
Quick post with Anderson against Cobbs. Kyle Anderson took the contact and converted.
I cannot
rally that fell short. We'll see if they have another one in them tonight.
I think it would be easier to do here at home.
Anderson gets the Adams miss.
On a Saturday afternoon at Pauley, you can hear it in the background. That one poked away. Anderson reaching in this time. Right recovering. A little show and finish. Kyle Anderson. Alford again, this time off back iron. Anderson secures and scores.
Well, things on the road.
3 and 2 trips, and now he leads the break. Stripped away by Adams. Kyle Anderson all alone.
16 a game. Got to have him.
Bruins a bit out of sorts on this set. Levine regroups them. Anderson. You see him look over his shoulder to see where right.
You kind of stop the bleeding here. Now your defense has got to dig in and string together some stops.
Kyle Anderson going on Henna Lenz. That is a mismatch.
Yeah, that's a tough cover. Don't have to take it all the way down, but don't be in a hurry either.
Again, it's Anderson against Lenz. He's taking advantage of that matchup.
If you're Utah, get up in passing lane, see if you can't get a steal.
It's Powell playing alongside Anderson, Alford Ware, and Tony Parker. Make that Jordan Adams on the baseline.
So much.
Dominate the glass.
Booker with the left hand can't get the scoop, and it's cleared by David Ware.
It's a mismatch early here. All in favor of UCLA.
Anderson strokes it through from the elbow, and it's 9-2. Up and down. Did not score against USC. Played only 11 minutes. He also had a game recently against Cal where he played just 7 minutes.
He also had a game where he had 22 points. Right. And led the Bruins to a much-needed victory.
Got to get consistent. He needs to stay out of foul trouble. Here's Anderson, a step back two. Able to hit over the outstretched arm. Point. Colorado lead.
Colorado showing us now why they are the hottest team in the conference. And the level of skill, the level of confidence, the level of teamwork, the level of resiliency. Anderson. Oh my God, that ball was blocked by Josh Scott. Colorado makes a mistake, somebody else covers for it. Whether it's Josh Scott, that time Big X.
Anderson gets past his man. What is it about him, Bill? Because he doesn't delivers with a three of his own. It's been a terrific offensive game here tonight. Both teams hovering around 50% shooting. Anderson from three, and he's an excellent shooter.
They're all the things that were going so great for Colorado early on, the penetration and the dish to Little X. And then you've got Dustin Thomas hitting some threes in the first half, and those are just non-existent right now.
Anderson left open and buries another one. Again, he doesn't take a lot. I think at Stanford, too, had a really good recruiting class. Coming in next year, rated in the top 15 by ESPN.
But just look how Cal's best players are from Los Angeles. And all these coaches, they've got their work cut out for them, and to reestablish West Coast basketball.
Three-point opportunity for Anderson, fouled on the shot.
Starting Anderson on Wesley.
And a steal by Jordan Adams. He leads the conference in steals with 3 a game.
Usually Powell starts on the other team's best perimeter player.
Anderson gets the roll and one. Kyle Anderson another rebound.
That's one area where USC really struggles. They're last in the league in three-point field goal percentage. They don't make enough threes. Teams really pack it in on them.
Kyle Anderson.
We were here when he played against Stanford and had a career-high tying 10 points, and ever since his minutes have gone way up. And he's been really productive for them.
And his confidence has gone way up.
Yeah, coach is telling me that he's the hardest working guy practice every day. Rilovich on Anderson now, so they're going to give him different looks all night.
Here's Zach LaVine. Anderson. He's so tough to defend.
Athletic, gets to play on the three a lot, and nothing really applies. His outside shooting could probably improve, but he's got the green light to handle the ball and score.
And he's got the length and the athletic ability, Corey, to really frustrate Kyle Anderson.
He's drawn, as you see.
As Anderson hits.
Anderson hits.
Games of the year reinstated on January 1st. Collier inside. And the rebound, Zach LaVine, the freshman for UCLA. Also, Jarmal Reed is in for the Beavers. Bryce Alford, the son of the head coach for UCLA, into the ball game, along with LaVine, the outstanding freshman backcourt. As Anderson hits again, and Tony Parker came back, cut it to three, and it was Alford who stepped up along with Anderson that made the plays at the end of the game for UCLA to seal the win.
When you come off the bench, sometimes there's not that pressure on you to do things, and maybe you get overlooked. But hey, I tell guys all the time, he's on scholarship too. You got to respect that and guard him, and he's made teams pay down the stretch.
Anderson against Moreland. Anderson for three. That's good from Kyle Anderson by the freshman. LaVine to the basket. Picked up by Anderson. And right back.
2 great defensive plays by LaVine. He ripped Moreland in the open court and able to stop the transition basket right there.
Here's Anderson on the drive and hits the runner off the window.
To the Bruins.
2:12 to go in UCLA after the bucket. And now the turnover. Anderson. Quick 4 straight for UCLA. Still lots of time. Levine for 3. Anderson, the offensive rebound, goes inside and lays it in. 5-point game.
Higher starting front line last year.
A 3 for Dotson. Ties it at 5.
Stretch the defense, stretch your mind, stretch it all here. And Kyle Anderson right down in transition. That's the kind of pace of
This way, UCLA. Adams moves in for the Bruins. Kyle Anderson along 2. And his first points.
Obviously, you'll take it. But most coaches set up press because they want the quick shot or they want you to take a bad shot. They'll be happy with either one. That time, UCLA never really got into their set. Jordan Adams went one-on-one and missed the layup. And that's what you want. Just crank up the tempo, make some different things happen.
Adams to Anderson. Shot clock approaching 10. Anderson moves in. Hits a tough shot over David Kravish.
Almost unbeatable. He's a key guy for them because he does a lot of things on the defensive end, but more importantly, he gets buckets.
UCLA attacks, breaking the press. Jeff Powers, Christian Behrens come in for Cal as Matthews and Solomon head to the bench. Anderson for 3. David Kravish missing. And the rebound, Anderson for the Bruins. Anderson all the way to the basket. Counted and 1.
The point is, Cal being aggressive. You got the big man back in, Richard Solomon getting the offensive rebound.
Anderson. Tough shot. Counted and 1. Foul game.
He's missed a couple of layups, but, you know, Rox, there's been enough turnovers in this game to go around.
Tough shot. Anderson again.
You got to get
great on-ball guys, but they're good at anticipating passes and taking them away. Like right there.
There it is. They're averaging 10.6 steals a game coming in. As Don said, second in the nation. Now Anderson. Don, I was talking about.
The only play at the rim so far for UCLA has been David Ware's putback. It's been all perimeter shots to start.
And Anderson is knocked down too. We're not going to give up transition. They do give up a corner 3. Powell can't knock it down. Powell is shooting under 20% from the 3 line this year.
Weird it seems like as Anderson knocks down the middle.
Zach LaVine went solo. Anderson finishes.
Best nobody appreciates this. And players want to play.
Another UCLA steal. Anderson protecting the ball well. Anderson felt Anthony Brown.
Sounds like Brandon Taylor is kind of just woken up right now. I think the shooting slump might be over.
Taylor with all 6 of Utah's points. Anderson gets that one to go.
Extremely explosive young man and capable of knocking down that outside shot.
And here's Levine with the board. Some folks have said he could be a lottery pick should he decide to come out. He hasn't even started a game for the Bruins. Anderson could be a lottery pick as well.
Working on all offseason.
Taylor unable to get that one to go. Now, chance for the Bruins to seize the lead. Anderson got it. Taylor, your leading scorer for both clubs. Anderson will take it right back with that three.
Defense off, knowing all the while where his teammate was on right, filling that lane. And for UCLA, coming out of the half, they've had 3 shots in the paint at point-blank range, unable to come away with anything on the offensive end.
This match is Utah's biggest lead of the afternoon. It's at 12. Anderson and 1.
Kyle Anderson. go through the net, make a couple free throws. Perhaps that'll spark your offensive game.
Bruins only 1 of 7 from the floor here in the second half, and this is now the biggest lead of the afternoon. The Utes up 14. Anderson with 16 points. Give him 18.
Guys coming into this basketball game in a shooting slump. They've broken out of it in a big way, knocking down the 3-ball.
Loveridge with 15. The lead at 17. Biggest of the day. And UCLA needs points set here by Utah. 15 on the shot clock. Double team comes in. A little spinning hook won't fall. Anderson, pull up, 3, got it. They get it back to Anderson. Nope, now it's Adams from 3. Kept alive by Levine. Anderson, 3, got it. Adams, Anderson, in the paint, gets the lefty to fall.
Kyle Anderson. Travis Ware, and again UCLA looking. They're getting that ball up. We're getting set in 3-4 seconds.
Well, they're looking for pace more than Colorado is, especially without Dinwiddie. The way you run is if you get stops. Colorado, as I said, not looking to push as much as UCLA, but they are capable in transition.
Now Anderson with a nice spin. Just had
Kearney, a junior transfer from Michigan State, is in. And also for the Sun Devils as a 3 from the corner is missed by David, where UCLA keeps it alive. Igor Kulichov is in, a freshman from Russia. Kyle Anderson gets on the scoreboard. For the Bruins and a steal. Kyle Anderson makes it 11 straight.
The second.
And Jordan Adams controls for UCLA. Anderson with a double-double, 9th of the season, 17th of his career, and 1, Kyle Anderson. Carson, Jahi drives, dishes inside. Wyshynski can't handle the pass. Anderson looks to go coast to coast, and he does.
They've got the big guys. They've got the front line. Powell on fire here tonight.
Feeds a cutting Anderson. Back-to-back throwdowns for the home team.
Gordon, an incredible catch, too. The soft retreat defensively for the Bruins will not get it done. Somebody has to pressure the ball on McConnell at all times to keep him from having those looks.
Here's Anderson inside, gets it to go. Bill, a lot of people have compared Gordon on Ashley.
One of the problems with playing the zone defense is you just can't pressure the passer. Very difficult to play against somebody who's bigger than you are if you're not putting pressure on the ball.
Anderson off the dribble, able to hit over Ashley. Back to Gordon, his first basket of the second half, and it's back to a 7-point Arizona lead.
UCLA has not been able to control the tempo here in the second half. They're not able to get into their running game. Their defense is not creating turnovers. And then the creation here, while that shot goes down, you're not going to be able to beat the #1 team.
New York gets about 70% of the bench points, and then foul shooting. That's the other question for Arizona in terms of winning a championship. 68% of the year, although over 70 the last 5 games.
They got Hollis Jefferson. That guy can really play basketball.
Kyle Anderson with a jumper. And a timeout by UCLA.
Quite a few decades ago.
Here's Anderson, UCLA down 6. He gets past Gordon and flips it in. And UCLA will use its last.
Off of Anderson. Unselfish, gets it back off the deflection and puts it in.
Yeah, that first pass was a little too.
Bryce Alford, 3.4 assist to turnover ratio. Here's Levine, the explosive freshman. Adams on the baseline, hits the jumper. By the way, difficult shot just thrown up. Haley got the loose ball. Now it's Parker grabbing it. Not a good shot there by Julian Jacobs. Here comes Kyle Anderson. Anderson, the pull-up from the free throw line is good.
It's like, oh my goodness.
As a matter of fact, last year doing a game at Washington, I asked him, I said, hey Marcus, when was the last time you dunked? He said November. I was like, what? He goes, before every birthday. I made sure I could still do it.
Not bad. Gives me hope.
Kyle Anderson, the pull-up jumper is good. And with those 2 fouls, replacing DJ Haley. Anderson asking for it up high. Anderson again. Here come the Bruins. Alford will pull it back out. 15-point lead for UCLA. Under 6 to play in the first half. Good pump fake by Anderson. His jumper. Oh, he's through it. Wesley.
Almost like they dared him to shoot that ball.
He's in double figures now with 12. Anderson. Pretty move by Kyle. Jacobs. He can't finish, and the rebound pulled down by David Ware.
I like the move by Jacobs. Just needs to finish off the play. Nice athleticism on that penetration.
Adams trying to find Ware. And they'll reset here at the top of the key. Anderson again off the glass.
Average 18 assists a game in a college game, and it's only 40 minutes. Or you see Anderson with a putback. He's doing it all.
Levine for 3 again. Short offensive rebound by Anderson. I thought he got away with a walk.
I thought he did too a little.
Offensive limitations for Alabama, plaguing them early on.
With Hall of Famer Bill Walton, Dave Pash at Pauley Pavilion. 5 years and 2 tournament championships. They were a 3 seed in the NCAA tournament last year, but upset in the first round by Harvard.
Harvard? Harvard?
They've knocked off some people, though. Hey, it's the NCAA tournament. It's not.
Tommy Evans, you've done a fine job of it. Harvard?
Kyle as Jacobs collects and throws it down. That ends a 7-0 UCLA run.
Alabama down only 6, and now they're changing up their defense a little bit. But Alabama's got the 3rd best program in the SEC. After Kentucky and Florida.
Kyle Anderson with a short jump. Bruins looking to retake the lead with 3.5 to go in the first half.
The Bruins had 20 points like 8 minutes into this game, and they have just gone ice cold here. Quickness, a mental skill, taught, yes, but just not a quick, explosive team.
Here's Adams coming off a screen. Shabazz Muhammad was here for a year, then went to the NBA. It seems like they might miss Larry Drew more than they miss Muhammad based on the ball handling.
Long shot, long rebound, leads to transition for Weber State.
And a good indication that Weber State is not afraid to push tempo.
Alford driving. Wraparound pass, Anderson's fall away is good. Senglin, crossover, traffic, blocked from behind. Parker got a piece. Anderson, step back, 3 on the way. Got it. And Rashad Gittins is one of them. He's a good-looking freshman lefty, big, strong body, athletic. Anderson, ball fake, another step back. This is a 2. Gittins off the bench. Now, what happens with freshmen, with a lot of players, but freshmen in particular, they see a first couple, they have some success. So now he's really got it going in his mind. And the Bruins are on their heels a little bit right now as the final seconds melt away from this first half. Anderson out near half court. Hold for the last, but there is about a half a second differential. Shot clock, game clock. Anderson to Parker. Screen. Alford off that screen. 2 to shoot. Anderson does.
Practice today, Steve Wojciechowski, as he always does, says, hey guys, pro arena. The blue line is the college line, the white's the NBA, but Dawkins didn't care on that attempt. He was deep beyond the one.
What we're trying to do is hide some deficiencies defensively.
The 3 rattles out on Cook, and it's Bruins ball.
See, I think some teams become very guilty. You see a 2-3, they think they have to play exclusively on the perimeter. That's what Duke's been doing.
Anderson shooting the ball much
like he did last year. There were many a game last year where he was a difference maker.
Averaged almost 12 points per game as a freshman. Anderson defended by Parker. Cradles in left hand up and
his dad ultimately coached Steve, and he said, I played for Robert Montgomery Knight, a legend beyond legends, an icon in my career. Doesn't get better than that.
You know, back to that graphic we showed about the consecutive weeks for Duke. In this day and age, because things are different now than they were back in the 60s and 70s. Stanford coming off a big road win at UConn last year.
Yeah, but you got Johnny Dawkins. Yep. Talk about class. One of the classiest guys. Played with Jay Billis there in the mid-80s. There's the ball screen.
Parker now guarding Anderson.
Strength against finesse. Made him kick him back out. Stayed right in front of him. Didn't let him beat him. He's looking for a screen. I think he might have been there about 10 years.
Does UCLA have an answer? Do they have a run on them here in the last 4.5?
Look who's playing Anderson. Jefferson. No size against him. And Cook got him earlier.
Parker helps him.
It's over there. Nobody gives help. They are not playing good team defense.
A dozen now for Cook. The lead back to 10. Anderson over Parker.
Around the perimeter and look for open shots at the end of the clock.
And that's all it is. Monks misses outside, but they're giving themselves one desperation look at the end of the shot clock. Anderson behind his back, throw it up. Down there. Briscoe misses. Adams a rebound.
I think what will be good for UCLA if this score stays the same is they can give Wanda Bale a big chunk of minutes.
Anderson, second time to discipline.
Well, it's battling human nature. When you get a 35-point lead, you typically just shut it down. And your focus, your concentration isn't as good. And this is what happens. Gets a little sloppy.
Anderson in and out, back in. Steve Alford, a bit of concern there. He knows they got to be better than that. The defensive end against Duke on Thursday night. Anderson goes.
16-point game against West Virginia Thursday. Back the other way now comes UCLA. They don't let you breathe, do they?
They really don't. They don't worry when you score against them. And this is the one area where Kyle Anderson.
Levine, one freshman to another, knocked away by a third freshman, and then put back up and into that. He's got two. Very polished player. Nice change of direction by Anderson with the floater. And he slithers in.
Can they handle that kind of pressure? Today they have not been able to, but this is a young group that I think can still get better.
Anderson wipes out Missouri.
Now for the steal off the inbound. Leads it to Kyle Anderson to the basket. Gets control and lays it in. He was the 6th man of the year in the Big West. 9-2 run for the Gauchos to take a 4-point lead.
And you know he must have had a good year to deserve that honor on a team that didn't do so well last year because they had.
Adams one-on-one with Boswell. Has it pinned to the board from behind by Bryson, but cleaned up by. They missed him at 6'1".
He's given up 8 inches in the press cut.
Anderson straight away, and we're tied at 50
because he is really hurting UCLA.
Offensive rebound by Tony Parker. Kyle Anderson stumbling, somehow throws it up and in.
Now for UCLA.
Kyle Anderson ignores Don McClain and scores.
Or just take it yourself and score.
Why they call him Trey, a 35% three-point shooter, and he knocks it down there.
Well, I tell you what, during practice the other night, he was hot as all get out.
Kyle Anderson.
You know, I love it. You got to find, adversity. It reveals character. It doesn't build it. And Northwestern is going to be challenged here with their, 2 or 3 of their stars out.
Anderson wide open for 3. I mean, it's like a street ball game here.
I like the pace here. I definitely like the pace.
Anderson to turn around. Why not? Keep it going. Well, it just makes for a more exciting journey to the tourney, does it not?
It does. I think it does. Well, these teams are really shooting the basketball, both teams.
Yeah, Northwestern not too shabby at 44%, but with that three-pointer by Kyle Anderson,
their creator.
How about the crossover by Anderson and almost Moses Malone one? Travis Ware for three. Anderson the offensive board and follow.
From the baseline, Michael Perez. Good by Nevada. Kyle Anderson.
Beat it where sometimes you beat it and back it out and run your half-court offense. They want to score in early offense on the back end.
Those arms clock. Alford pulls it down.
You can tell the UCLA defenders aren't getting out there as fast as they can because they feel like they don't need. So there's been a couple slip-ups, but for the most part, conference has done their job.
Anderson normally on the receiving end.
Selfishness, but sometimes the right play is to finish it yourself. And I think Parker thought Kyle Anderson was going to finish it himself.
Well, Parker would have had a better chance to collect the offensive rebound and put it back than to receive the pass. This time Anderson does.
Defense, David Ware.
Anderson high-stepping for 2-point play, brings it back to 40 with 11.5 to go. Bruins on their way to a 5-0 start. It's their best start since the 2007-08 season. They started 7-0 that year. Anderson's just showing.
Players got to continue to play. Anderson's going to get this trouble. Then College of Southern Idaho, now Morehead State.
Smith off the baseline inbound. Poked away by Powell, collected by Ware. Anderson wing three in transition.
Got to give him some more body, not let him get so deep.
Anderson, mid-range game.
Was talking to the UCLA coaches. The first thing they said was these guys are going to play hard no matter what. They're diving after loose balls. They're guarding people. He plays 10 players, so it's one of those deals where guys want to stay on the floor, so they play hard. National championships and Final Fours, you better get the top kids year after year.
Oh, there's an and one. Not team, but atmosphere. An entry off the leg of Norman Powell. And then Adams. Well, good hustle by Adams. Didn't think he was going to get that back, and it turns into two.
One or the other more. I think it'll kind of be a 50-50 proposition.
Now Zach Levine flew in there and got a piece of Bader's shot. Alford back. Anderson filling. And Anderson.
Yeah. More minutes usually means more production.
That was a point guard, Massonet. Here we go. Anderson has Powell on his left. Takes it all the way and puts it in.
Looney's big time, by the way.
Bryce Alford, by the way, playing right now with 2 fouls. Kevon Looney out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Verbal commitment to the Blues. Turnover. Kyle Anderson. Looking forward to the leadership of Nick Johnson, Solomon Hill, and Mark Lyons now gone. We've got one of the top recruits in the nation, 6'9" power forward Aaron Gordon, Arizona Wildcats.
Gordon's big time.
Shot clock just ahead of the game clock. Kyle Anderson on the floater gets it to fall.
Check right there. That wouldn't have probably been called last year. This year, that's a foul. Guy starts his drive, you put your hand on him, automatic foul.
But at least here in the first game for the Bruins is Kyle Anderson.
To 4. See if UCLA can answer again.
Levine coming off a pick. Instead to Anderson.
That's where I would have gone with the ball.
One-on-one, he puts it in.